I'm on the drugs right now. I can use your love right now. But instead they tryna tear me down. I'm just tryna
Basically, what happened?
Yeah, you can explain it, man.
It's just, Quavo and Saweetie. They were in the elevator. Looks like they were fighting over some type of bag.
All right, judo chops, kicks. Okay, got it.
little Call of Duty bag.
Right.
Looks like Saweetie tried to throw a punch. Quavo tried to restrain her. She ended up being knocked over into the elevator on the floor.
Oh.
And the whole thing was caught on the elevator camera, and TMZ got the video and released it.
Hey, fuck TMZ.
It's on TMZ.
Fuck TMZ.
Yeah, so basically you could see she swung at him, then she grabbed his bag, threw him in the elevator. He goes, tries to grab the bag. He basically wrestles the bags from her. He pulls the bag. She didn't let go. She falls down. Then she sits on the elevator floor, and then they go down. Then they go back up. That's pretty much all the info we have.
That's some regular shit, man.
I mean,
when you're a celebrity, though,
So what? I mean, okay, bro, regular people outside, like your neighbors will be arguing at 2:00 in the morning. Like,
yeah, but it got physical.
I was those neighbors.
People got grits thrown on them and shit, or fucking shot over relationships. So like, this shit is like elevator push shove, bro. That shit happens.
Yeah, but like at the same time, you just.
if I'd known y'all,
it's a bad look. You when you saw his face when he turned and saw the camera, you knew he was like, shit,
so
it's not gonna look good.
Video.
But like, yeah, it's just at the same time is that he knows he's a celebrity. He can't put himself in that situation. Once again, you shouldn't put your hands on the woman regardless. Even though like he was getting hit first, is at the same time it's just like you gotta know like you're the stronger one in the situation. For one, like you have a power advantage, and two, like it's also just a really bad look. So he should just try to remove himself from all situations like that. Personally, if I get a situation like that, I'm out of there. I was like, I don't want any part of this. This could not end well for me, no matter what.
With your emotions tied up, you might not think like that.
Well, obviously you shouldn't like hit each other and like kind of wrestle somebody and hold them against their will. I definitely believe that because obviously she didn't want to be in there. But all you have is fucking no audio or anything, so you don't really know what they're talking about. But from the looks of the clip, it like I didn't see the first swing at first, but once I saw her, like the first thing I noticed was her getting slammed. You know?
Yeah, the slam did not look good. That's why people. It was just the whole thing is definitely a bad look. Like it's not like he fucking put hands on her, but
he slammed her.
She held on and he's yanking it from her, and that's why like when you look at the clip, it doesn't look like the guy is like he's abusing his girl. And I know obviously I was playing before about her swinging on him, but obviously like the woman swings on you, no one's looking at it the same as like you actually getting attacked like that because they assume you're in control or whatever. You're not actually in danger. But like I think we're just seeing a fucking couple that probably shouldn't be together. Like it makes sense when you see the actions that are happening. Like she swings at you. Okay, so imagine you're in the situation. She swings at you, you get out the way. She starts grabbing your shit for whatever reason. We don't know what's in the bag. But I feel like when something is toxic, shit like that happens. Phones get broken. People's belongings get thrown off balcony. Like, when it's toxic, shit is going to look toxic. Yeah. You're in the fucking elevator, swings at him, try to grab his bag in the elevator. Now he's fighting you for the bag. What the fuck was in the bag? Not even like no fucking expensive, valuable shit was in the bag. It's like... who knows what was in the bag, but I don't think it was about the bag. I think it's just getting toxic where shit is getting grabbed. You're fighting over a belonging. So it's like, it's funny, like the internet is going crazy over it. Like, oh, is this domestic abuse? They're trying to pick sides. Just look at it. It just looks like a fucking toxic relationship. Like, first she tries to hit him. She takes his shit, goes in. He's fighting her back for her shit, throws her down. Like, he ripped it and she didn't let go and then falls. Yeah, but nigga, if I'm trying to take my shit, that's what me trying to take my shit looks like. I'm snatching that shit, and if you hold on, you're going to fall. So it's like when you're already in that position of like a toxic relationship, and like that's how the energy is going. It's like, yeah, I'm not surprised that they broke up, and it is interesting how this all starts coming out after the fact. It's not like it was a current video; it was taken well in advance. So it's like, I wonder who leaked this.
You ain't never did the tug of war. You ain't never like got a little.
No, I
always gave up.
I haven't had
low key.
I don't know if I've dated toxic women like that.
I've never.
Oh, you haven't lived, brother. You have not lived.
But I could see it because that's how we see things happening. We see things play out where like things get emotional and people do crazy shit like that. Like, and it's not that it's the craziest thing, but I can see how shit gets to that point when it does get that toxic where y'all are grabbing each other's belongings and shit like that. So it's just like, is there really that much to analyze?
It's just two people in a really bad situation, and it's for the best that they've left each other, you know. And like obviously, it's important to make sure that Saweetie's okay in that situation. But I think it's obviously I'm not in the relationship. I think it's good to know that they both left the relationship and they're no longer contacting each other, being toxic, and they can start their own healing process.
Who knows? Bro? Who knows? Honestly, though, bro, with toxic couples, they might be texting right now. Like, they might be like, "I miss you." Like, man, things were so good on the weekends. It'd be like, fam.
Sometimes people miss the arguing. Like, I know so many women was like, yeah, like I had this really toxic boyfriend, and even though I hated him, every man I date after him, I kind of missed the fact that, oh, he wasn't as like animated or wasn't as exciting as my last boyfriend. You know, everything was toxic.
You know what that means? That's just like, you probably did grow up in an environment that was very chaotic. Yeah. So like when somebody yells at you and you don't need time to recover from that. Like, for example, like I grew up in a house that there was a lot of arguing in. Yeah. So if I yelled at somebody and they never grew up in a household like that, they might react to it like, yo, I need time to like emotionally repair myself. Yeah. But me, I'm just like, oh, okay, let's just go eat the next day. You know, I didn't even realize that shit until later, like until I met different people, you know, from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what I first thought when I saw it? Huh. When I first saw it, I was just like, yo, did this fool have hoes like in his apartment? He's trying to keep her in there or some shit like that. I was like, that was the first idea. I was just like, oh my God. Because everybody was like, oh, he's cheating. That's like one of the first things. I mean,
she said he cheated, so he probably did at some point.
And yeah, you see, that's the recency bias in my head of her tweeting about him cheating. And I was like, oh, this video looks pretty old. And, yo, it was just like, oh, he probably has a girl in the crib and she probably came home too early. That was my initial take on it.
And he has his own bags packed though.
I was just like, what?
No, but that's the thing. Like, we'll never, unless one of them exposes it, we'll never know what the situation was. But we could kind of call it like, yep, looks like a toxic.
No, we got some music coming soon, some albums.
Yeah, the album
they probably got albums ready to go. Honestly,
and I have a question for you. Is this black love?
That is so disrespectful.
Okay, well, let me tell you why. Because I don't. Okay, because
that is so disrespectful.
Before you say that, let me ask you why. Because some people, you were talking about how some people kind of like, or to keep it somehow, some people kind of like that. And I want to see if maybe your views were kind of like this gentleman. So, Adrian Browner put out a post. He said, "I ain't see nothing wrong in." This is right after the video drops. Like right after.
Browner's a coon. So
right after we all seen it and was like, yo, that does not look good. Like you have to dissect it a little more. Okay, kind of see the picture, but just off rip. It was like, this isn't looking good. Like, this kind of looks like a smear type thing, and it's not the best look in general, just looking at what happened. Like,
all right, what happened?
Got a little too physical.
Adrian Boner, crazy ass.
He said, I ain't see nothing wrong with that video. I ain't see nothing wrong with that video. If you ask me, that's black love. If me and my significant other don't argue like that, then I don't want her. Because I'd rather have somebody who might punch me while I'm asleep before I take a beautiful woman who goes sneak off and fuck another nigga while I'm asleep. It's the black tough love for me. And then the caption was, at Quavo Huncho, I'm behind you, my nigga. Keep your head up. We all know you was a great nigga to that woman, and it ain't none of my business, but I hate to see another black man get tore down in this world. Hashtag culture 3.
Holy shit, yo.
So you're going to tell Adrian Broner that's not black love?
All right, so I get what he's saying, because, you know, we are energetic people.
It's just like, nigga, don't say nothing right now.
Yeah, I mean, we are energetic people. That does happen. Flares do temper in our community. But, yeah, man, I don't know. Adrian Brunner. And he's like, it's none of my business. But, bruh, if you're commenting, you're making it your business.
And, fam, like, what unless you have facts that we don't have, like, I don't know how you see that clip and now you're telling Quavo,
I know you was a good nigga.
You did everything for that woman.
Yo, the caption is my favorite part, yo. That's so fucking funny.
You can't just, like, maybe if you put out something like, hey, it happens in relationships, man, don't try to demonize that, but I wasn't what he was saying. This is black love. Y'all missing it. Fam, I don't think there's a love. I don't think you should genre a love based on niggas gotta have shit thrown, gotta have shit grabbed. There's also a lot of domestic violence that happens in minorities in general, but it does happen. And you can look at fucking percentages and then maybe think about exactly. Don't say all of us blacks we love like that. Like I leave when that shit shit starts happening. If shit's getting grabbed.
There's a few blondes walking around with black eyes, you know. So.
People in general, just abuse is a big thing, but please don't, because then what is white love? Like, no, I don't know if that's
everybody be getting
White
beat the fuck up.
Yeah, what is white love? Like, is that? Yeah, I don't know.
Beat your wives. No, for real.
Yeah,
No,
but
for real, don't beat your
They
wives.
just leave
White love is drinking beer. Then use that as an excuse to beat your wife. That's white love.
I have no
part
clue.
out, though.
Cut that part. Okay.
All right, cut.
Yeah, cut that part out.
We're
Yo,
drunk.
let's just talk about white people.
8-hour pod.
Hey, but yeah,
Yeah, we had some good content on this one.
nah, but the Adrian Broner shit was just funny because it was just like I don't know if now was the greatest time to chime in on this thing, and then it'd always be the person that's like, hey, it ain't none of my business, is always the one that like jumped in about something that was none of their business.
It's just so crazy because like who thinks like who wonders what Adrian Broner thinks about a domestic violence situation? It's like, that's the last
Like,
person.
fam, exactly.
Bro, he's definitely punched a couple people.
Exactly.
He's a boxer.
Bro, that shit was hilarious.
They
though.
got quick
Just seeing
reflex.
that shit is like, no, he didn't say this. Like,
You was a great
because it's like
to that woman. That was the funniest part.
Bro,
yo.
I get the sentiment, but fam, just don't say nothing. Like, maybe say that in the barbershop and someone will try to be like, hey, bro, but at the same time. But when you put it public, it's like, bro, the people that hated you are going to hate you a lot more. And people that didn't know about you, they probably will hate you a lot. Just because you know how the cancel shit goes.
Yo,
now.
this is there's a crazy ass divide being made right now, like men and women and shit. Because now it's like they could argue between like what's going on, and I don't know. I fucking hate that.
Yeah,
that
it's
shit is
crazy.
terrible.
Bro, but
like,
where
you're
does that-
teaching the kids like this,
And where does that shit take place, though?
What?
Like, what platform does that take place primarily? Where like they're constantly talking about relationship topics.
Twitter, Instagram,
And but I feel like so Twitter is specifically where I feel like it's not, because Twitter's the
most
Instagram,
toxic.
yeah, exactly. Instagram's different. Twitter, bro, you're dealing with a pool of people who are on Twitter nonstop, who are trying to categorize whole classifies of genders, like or classes of genders. Like, you can't just say all women are this, all guys are that, and then you're only talking in a pool of the fucking Twitter niggas and Twitter women.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm off the drugs right now. I could use your love right now.